The night hung heavy with an ominous stillness as I navigated the winding roads, my hands gripping the steering wheel with a tension that matched the silence outside. The only company I had was the pale glow of my headlights slicing through the darkness, revealing stretches of desolate trees on either side of the road. It was the kind of darkness that seemed to swallow everything, leaving only a narrow corridor of visibility ahead. I had been driving for hours, chasing the elusive promise of a distant town on my GPS. The radio crackled with a low hum, playing a haunting melody that seemed to sync with the shadows dancing along the roadside. It was late, too late, and the creeping unease in my gut had grown into a full-blown sense of dread. As I maneuvered through the night, the road became increasingly unfamiliar. Street signs were scarce, and the GPS insisted I stay on the path it laid out for me. Doubt gnawed at the edges of my resolve, but I pressed on, hoping the next turn would bring me closer to civilization. The air inside the car felt thick, suffocating, as if unseen eyes were watching from the shadows. My headlights flickered, casting erratic shadows that seemed to morph into grotesque shapes on the periphery of my vision. I dismissed it as fatigue, the product of a weary mind playing tricks. Suddenly, the road ahead forked, a decision thrust upon me without warning. Panic gripped my chest as I hesitated, glancing between the two paths. The GPS remained silent, indifferent to the looming choice. With a shaky breath, I chose the left fork, the tears crunching gravel as I committed to the unknown. The surroundings grew more desolate, the trees closing in like silent sentinels. A distant howl echoed through the night, sending shivers down my spine. The road twisted and turned, leading me deeper into an abyss of uncertainty. Time seemed to warp, stretching and contorting as the miles passed by. Then, without warning, the road ended. The asphalt surrendered to a dilapidated bridge, barely visible in the dim glow of my headlights. Beyond it, a thick fog clung to the air, obscuring any view of what lay ahead. My heart raced as I contemplated turning back, but the road behind me had vanished into an impenetrable darkness. Reluctantly, I inched forward, the bridge creaking beneath the weight of my car. The fog thickened, swallowing everything in its ghostly embrace. I strained my eyes, attempting to discern the path ahead, but the world had dissolved into an ethereal abyss. A distant whisper reverberated through the fog, a spectral murmur that sent shivers down my spine. My name echoed, carried by an otherworldly breeze. I swallowed hard, my throat dry, as I strained to comprehend the source of the haunting call. Panic seized me, and I accelerated, the fog swirling like phantoms around me. As the mist began to thin, a ghostly figure materialized before me. A woman, draped in tattered garments, her eyes hollow and vacant. She stood in the center of the road, an ethereal barrier between me and whatever awaited beyond. I slammed on the brakes, the tires screeching in protest. The spectral woman raised her gaze, locking eyes with mine. A mournful wail filled the air as she extended a bony hand, beckoning me to join her in the realm of the forgotten. Frozen in terror, I watched as shadows danced around her, contorting into the shapes of tortured souls. A guttural growl emanated from the depths of the fog, a primal sound that echoed with malevolence. The mist parted, revealing twisted skeletal figures emerging from the shadows. They moved with an unnatural grace, their movements synchronized as they advanced, closing the distance between us. In that moment, the truth struck me with a chilling clarity. I had crossed into a realm between worlds, a purgatory for lost souls, condemned to wander in perpetual darkness. My car became a beacon, attracting the attention of entities trapped in this spectral plane. With every passing second, the figures drew nearer, their ghostly forms reaching out as if yearning for a connection to the living. The air pulsed with an otherworldly energy, and I could feel the barrier between life and death growing thinner. A surge of desperation overcame me, and I slammed the car into reverse, tires squealing as I retraced my path across the bridge. The fog clung to my car like a vengeful spirit, resisting my attempts to escape its grasp. The wails of the lost souls reverberated through the air, a haunting chorus that echoed in my ears. As I emerged from the fog, the bridge behind me collapsed into the abyss, sealing off the nightmarish realm I had unwittingly entered. The road ahead stretched into the familiar darkness, but the weight of the encounter lingered in the air. I drove on, haunted by the spectral echoes of that fateful night, forever changed by the brush with the unknown. The miles blurred together as I returned to the solitude of the open road. The radio crackled to life, the haunting melody playing once more. I glanced in the rearview mirror, half expecting to see the ghostly figures pursuing me. But there was only the empty expanse of the road, disappearing into the night. I drove on, haunted by the memory of that spectral bridge and the lost souls that lingered in the shadows. The night held its secrets, and I, a mere traveler in the vast expanse of the unknown, could only press forward into the darkness, forever changed by the night gone wrong.